break, and it says, here is our thing here. We're going to write a slope-intercept form of a perpendicular bisector. So what I like to do, just with the words, I like to just immediately write down everything that's associated. It's kind of like down. So if I underline the word slope-intercept, oh, there you go. So I like, that's the kind of stuff I like to write is MX plus immediately. Okay, perpendicular, is that a midpoint or just perpendicular? Okay, put your arms like this, really important. Make a right angle, tilt it. The right angle, tilt, right angle, tilt, right angle, tilt, right angle. Is that midpoint, slope, or distance? I'm waiting for that to register. Do you understand, sweetheart? It's a right angle? Okay. So the word perpendicular, whenever you see perpendicular, you're going to associate it with slope. Okay, because that is a right angle concept. That's a part with the right. The word bisector, midpoint, slope, or distance. That one's a little bit more obvious. Midpoint, there you go. So I'm going to color coded. I have colors out if I were you guys, and a straight edge, and a highlighter. Okay, so immediately, that's how I like to read these problems, is I immediately write down the stuff I'm using. We're going to do 4A. So it says, write an equation of line or slope-intercept form for the perpendicular bisector of the segment with a given endpoint. So let's start by graphing those given endpoints. And you want to use a straight edge for this. Don't pre-sketch any of this, because it'll help you estimate properly. Okay, so I have -5. That's right, +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be really careful when you graph that. You just kind of like double check your coordinates, because if you get a single step of this wrong, everything kind of goes down the tubes. -5, +4, and that is M. And you guys are here to double check me, guys, because it's early in the morning and this is my first cup of tea. So +1, -2, and +1, -2. Okay. Okay, so keep in mind, we went to y equals mx plus b form equation of y. Immediately, there's only two things you need. There's only two things we need. A what and a what. We need a slope. Yeah. No, not a midpoint. We need a slope and a intercept. Yeah. Just keep in mind that that's how it's first. We need a slope and a y. That's it. Okay, so step number 1 is we're going to find the slope of our given line. So we're going to make our template. That's a template. Do that first. Y minus y over x minus x. I like to graph my y's. I like to draw an arrow so I don't. I'm going to go that way. So 4 minus -2. To circle my x's, I do a little arrow so I keep my direction the same. Really tiny stuff like that helps you keep from making mistakes. It really doesn't matter whether I did 4 minus -2 or -2 minus 4. What matters is the direction. Okay, guys, go ahead and do the math. Look up when you're done. Tell me, you getting something? Okay. So a perpendicular bisector. If this is our current slope, the perpendicular slope is Yeah, positive 1, because we know that perpendicular slope times slope equals -1. So our perpendicular slope obviously is positive 1. So 1's going to be our m. Okay, so now we got the word slope. So I come up here and I come and do a little mental check. I've got my slope. That was easy. Okay, now we're going to find our midpoint. Yes, you can bunny hop it, but you need to be able to do the math as well. That is, add the x's, divide by 2, add the y's, divide by 2. I use the same arrows, add, and it's add because it is averaging. Go ahead and graph that. Let's double check it. Graphically. Okay, and we have a point and a slope. Obviously, we want the equation of this line that's going through it. Let's go ahead and just kind of quick graph it, and then we'll double check to make sure. Okay, so our slope has to be positive 1, so I'm going to go over 1, down 1. Whoops, how does that been? Up 1, over 1 this way, positive slope. Go ahead using a straight edge. We're looking for the from here, there's 2 equations you can use. Slope equation, y1 equals slope or x1. Or we can use y equals x+b. Which one do you go? You like that one? That's what we're familiar with? Okay, so remember there's only 2 things you need. You need slope and a y-intercept. We already have our slope. We have y equals 1 times x plus b. We want our b, correct? Okay. We already have a value for x and y. We're going to use our midpoint because it has to go through that midpoint, right? Okay, so what's our value for x? That's what's going to go right there. What's our value for y? 1. That's what's going to go right there. Okay, so we have 1 here, and we have 1 there, and a -2. B, you guys have to do your own algebra. Pen's lagging. Equation. There's your equation, and then go up and check it if it actually works. So our intercept should be 3. Is it close? Kudos. That's why you sketch it first. You kind of know where you're going. All righty, guys. Let's take a look at 5. And do you guys want to do A or B? You can do another one besides that, guys. I just cut and paste these to make it easy to use. Which one? B. Okay, I hear a Greek chorus. We're doing B. Let's go ahead and first we read the problem. All right. It says find the circumcenter of a triangle. We have a triangle with the given. Okay. So now you have to take a moment and come over here, and there's a little bit of logic we have to do with the circumcenter. First, you need to define a circumcenter is the intersection of the what? Really important you have that memorized, guys. Okay, guys, let me give you my acronym here. You might want to write this down. Okay, so we have NAPA, and then we have SOSI. Because if you can associate these two, we're kind of toast. Okay, so this is a median crosses at the centroid. The median crosses at the what? Centroid. That's right. Let me write these out as we do it. The medians cross at the centroid. Okay. Then we have the altitudes cross at the what? Yes, orthocenter. Orthocenter. And I associate that MC and AO. That's all. All right. And then the perpendicular bisectors cross at the, there's the circumcenter. And then the angle bisectors cross at the, another way I remember this is both of these are the bisectors, perpendicular bisector, angle bisector. And then we have circum, which is the triangle, that's the one that gets you around the triangle, and the in center gets you that on the inside. So one circum, around, one. You okay with that? You should write that down somewhere, guys, because you have to be able to instantly track those. All right, let me erase so we have plenty of space. Now, let's logically deduce what we have to do, because everything boils down to like midpoint. Circumcenter. Once again, circumcenter is the intersection of what? There you go. And so now, perpendicular bisector. That's what you need to know. And one step under perpendicular. Perpendicular. Right angles. Yes. The perpendicular is going to be a slope issue. What about the word bisector? Midpoint. There you go. So that's how you know what you're doing. See, it takes 3 steps. So from this word, okay. Now that we know that, you said B, correct? Okay, now let's go ahead and graph. So -7, 0. AO. Okay, remember you're using a straight edge for everything. Okay, what kind of triangle do we have here? Right triangle. Okay. Yeah, hang on just a minute. 5-D. This is so much easier than you think it is once you understand what you're doing. And that means we're probably going to do another one because this is a little bit easy. I can tell you right now. Okay, remember, a circumcenter is the intersection of the what? Perpendicular bisectors. Okay, so because we have 2 straight lines, okay, so step 1, we're going to choose any 2 sides, it doesn't matter which one, But you know what? I'm going to go for my flat and horizontal side because that's a lot easier, right? Okay. So because it's flat, I'll allow you to bunny hop it. Find me the midpoint of the red.
3.50.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're on B, right? And it's -7. Yeah, so we're going to bunny hop 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, and of course there's a half there. So we're at -3.5 and 0. You okay with that? You okay with what we just did? So there's your pip, and then you're going to draw. Go ahead and draw a vertical line. Use red straight through it. That's mark. That's mark. Now we're going to do the blue. Grace, what's the midpoint of the blue, dear? No, the blue. Yeah, are you looking at the wrong thing? Okay, so we just add the x's divided by 2, add the y's divided by 2.
Wait, should that be 0, -10?
Yes, it should be. You're right. That's what it says on the original, right? I think I got that backwards. Let's double check. Yep. You caught me, Rogan. Good job. Okay, let's be. That is 0, -10. So if all else fails, we just bunny hop it. We know it's 10 units, right? So half is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just go. It's perpendicular. You okay with that, guys? All righty. All right, so what's our vertical line? This is x equals -3.5, right? Okay, and this is going to be y equals -5. You just ask yourself, where's that point going to be? We have our x and our y technically, don't we? We already have our x and our y. Sonia, what's our x? Bingo, there's your x. Where's your y? Ta-da! Obviously, it's a lot easier when it's just a horizontal line. So which one of these four is not straight horizontal and vertical lines that you want to do? Because that was kind of like too easy. Can you guys visualize it? That is. Okay, so let me, yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to, actually, no, how about this? For time's sake, can you just give me the coordinates of D?
Because 0, 0.
If it was,
It's O is 0, 0. A is 4, 8.
okay.
And B is 8, 0.
Okay, double check all your signs. The signs both are positive.
Yep.
Just double check. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and graph it. All right, just kind of keep in mind once again, we're doing a circum center, and that includes deals with section of bisecting, and perpendicular is a concept of slope. Okay, and all right, I'm going to choose OB as my side. Why? Because it's horizontal, and we like horizontal and vertical because it makes it super easy. I already bunny hop that midpoint. Bunny hop that midpoint. Sonia, can you give us that midpoint here? Okay, we have here, we have a 0 and an 8. Can you average that? 0 and 8, sweetheart. Okay, add the x's, divide by 2. Yes, ma'am. And 0 plus 0 divided by 2? Yeah. Guys, sometimes you get too much in your head. Okay, sometimes it's honestly easier to just literally bunny hop it, like physically on the graph. That's okay. You can do that. Okay, so obviously, yes. We are at our point here is going to be 4, 0. Go ahead and draw yourself a perpendicular line. And you should be able to name that line right off the bat. That is x equals 4. So we don't even have to figure out the equation of that line. Now we need to choose one of our two sides, our other two sides. Do you want to do AO or AB? Doesn't matter. AO? Alrighty. This one we need to do a little bit of footwork. So we're going to start by finding our midpoint. Add the x's divided by 2, add the y's divided by 2. Go ahead and do that. Notice, guys, I'm still in the habit of drawing arrows, even though we eyeballed pretty much. It's really important to check some stuff.
I got 3, 4.
Thank you. 2, 4. Let's graph it. Check it. So over 2, up 4. Boom. Yep. Looks like it's me. All right. Now, before we graph our line, let's first get our now slope of AO first. We're going to do the AO slope first. I do my template, and then we do our numbers. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to just use the same direction as my midpoint. So I'm going to go 0 minus 8. All right. And 0 minus 4. And double negative makes it positive. And that's 2 over 1. I'm skipping a step, guys. Good morning. Yeah, good. That looks good to me. Yeah. Up 2 over 1. Just visually confirm. Okay, there's our slope. So our perpendicular slope is going to be what there? Good. Our perpendicular slope is going to be -1/2. So now let's just immediately graph our line so we can see it. So we're going to go down 1, over 2, up 1, and left 2. Using a straight edge, go ahead and graph your line. That way you can have a visual estimate before you even do the math. Okay, so that's perpendicular bisector. So our point's around there somewhere. Okay, now we check it algebraically. And we have our equation of that black line is going to be, our slope is what? -1/2. Do you want me to show you how to do that intercept algebraically, or do you just want to leave it the fact that we bunny hopped and we already know it's 5? Do you want to do it algebraically just in case you get something that's a fraction? Okay, so your algebraic is going to be, again, y equals mx plus b. Our slope is -1/2. Is starting to rebel. Our x coordinate is going to be that midpoint, which is 2. Our b is our unknown, and then our y coordinates over here is 4. And then you just do your math. It's supposed to be b, and of course this is -1. You guys see it is 5, of course. But one of these days, you may end up with a fraction. You need to know how to do that. 10 keep up, keep b equals 5. All right, so we have our equation of that line, which is y. Okay, y equals, and it's going to be negative 1 half x plus 5. And then we have our other line, technically, which is x equals 4. Jackson, what do we do with this 4? To find the intersection? What do we tell us? What do we do with the 4? Yes, and then we're going to solve for y. Okay, so we're going to go like this. We have y equals, and we have negative 1 half times 4 plus 5. You guys can get ahead of me on the math because I'm times things that way. Yeah. So we know our intersection has to be positive 4. And wait a minute. Positive 3. Good morning. Yep, got it. Now double check. That's why you go ahead and it's like, oh, wowzer, it's right there. Okay, over 4, up 3, and we were right. That's why you want to like visually do it ahead of time. It feels really satisfying that your algebra actually lines up. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and do, by the way, the centroids are super easy. Centroids are super easy, but we're not doing centroids next. What's the next one? Orthocenter. All righty. So underline that word orthocenter. Remember, we have to kind of like deduce what we're working with here. Orthocenter. Intersection of the what's? Yes, above that, we have the word altitude. Then next to that, you have to remember what an altitude does. What does an altitude do, guys? What is an altitude, guys? It is a height. Absolutely, the word altitude and height is interchangeable. Well, yeah, you're just one step beyond that. It's like, what does it physically look like, an altitude? What does it physically have? Kiddos, you gotta be able to visualize stuff, not just give me the algebra. An altitude is height, so by definition, you have a right angle, right? Vertex, right angle. Say it. Vertex, right angle. Again, vertex, right angle. So yes, of course, because of that right angle, we're dealing with. You can't visualize it. Okay, so altitude is vertex, right angle. Do you want to do A or B? A, sounds good. All right, we're good. So let's start by graphing. And make sure you get both your letters and your coordinates on there. Make sure you're using a straight edge for everything. All right, so we are going to do ourselves altitudes. If you have a horizontal or vertical line, always choose that side first. So I'm going to start with KM. Right? And I am going to draw from the vertex down to KM our first altitude. And by definition, altitude connects a vertex. It does not go through a midpoint. Okay, and I always draw it all the way through to kind of help my brain realize. guys okay? All right, now let's just choose another side while we're at it so we can get a visual estimate. Do you want to do KL or KM? Excuse me, LM. Doesn't matter, guys. I chose KM because it's horizontal. Now we need one of the other two sides, guys. You want to do KL? Good. Grace, pick up the pencils. That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and vertex, to the best of your ability, just eyeball it. And I know I normally don't let you eyeball, but I want you to estimate it before we do any of this. The visual part helps you estimate. It's kind of electronically. So you're actually more accurate on paper. Okay, so then what we do is when we do this algebraically, you kind of feel really good, like, wow, I estimated pretty good. So the point we're going after is this guy. Right? So you see it looks like it's around 4 and less than 1. You guys get that? You can estimate because then you know what you're doing. Okay, let's go for the blue first. So we have to get the equation of the line for blue. Are we good? Okay, you actually don't have to do any math for that. What is it and why? Look at the blue line. What is it and why?
X equals 4.
Yes, it is. Why? Because what kind of line is it?
It's a vertical line.
Vertical line, and all vertical lines are x equals lines. So we already have a blue line. X equals 4. Okay? Now for the green, remember there's only two things we need for this equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b. We need a slope and we need a y-intercept. That's the only two things we need. So do you see how it's intersecting L to M? So you start by finding the slope of LM. Y minus y over x minus x. I'm going to draw my arrows so I stay consistent in my direction. Y minus y over x minus x. You guys double check my math, guys, because if we mess up on a single step of the math, it's the end of the world as you know it. Right, now just kind of physically check that line. That's over 1, down 2, yep, that's good. Okay, so that's the slope of LM. So the slope of the green line, Sandra, slope of the green line is going to be what there? Okay, remember they have to multiply to -1 there. Okay, just visually check, don't guess. Look. This line right here, is that positive or negative? The green line. Okay, from left to right, sweetheart. Use your left arm. Left is positive. Okay, let me just pause here. You know what, you guys, you don't have to have a lid on it if you don't want to. I mean, it's not during. When I have a classroom of 25, I like lids because it's a classroom of 25. Yeah. Okay, so we just found the slope, or did we find the slope of the green? We were still trying to figure that out. So if the slope of this is -1/2, then of course this is 2 over 1. You can just visually check it, guys. It's like up 2 over 1, and it totally works, right? Okay, so our green slope is going to be 2 over, no, it's not 2 over 1. I take that back. No. How come you guys didn't stop me? I'm going the wrong way. It is positive, right?
Yeah.
Good. But it's 1 over 2. Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to check me. Okay, now we want the equation of the green line. So we're going to do y equals mx plus b. And we just found our slope is 1/2. And the point we're going to use for our coordinate is k, because that's the point we're going through. So we need to come up here. Oh, yeah, it worked. You kind of never know. Let's see. K is 2 and negative 2. So 2 goes here. Negative 2 goes here. Equals plus B. Negative 2. And this is 1 plus B. Okay. So the equation of the green line is y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Now just go up and kind of double check that. Does that look right? Boom. So it's always nice to visually check it. Yes, we already did that, and it's up 1 over 2. So yeah, we're good for a green line. And then we already have a blue line, and we chose a nice vertical line, so it's super easy. You just take that value of x. We're going to plug it in right there. That's 4. So we have y equals half of 4 minus 3. So now we have our ortho center is going to be 4, negative 1. Right? Let me just double check my math there. You guys double check me. Yeah, we're all good? Okay, let's double check. 4, negative 1. So we said it was going to be 4-ish. Okay, but it's slightly down. Obviously, my graph is a bit off. All right, so we got 4 and negative 1. You guys good? All righty. Questions? No? Yes? No? Okay. Let's see. What's left? Centroid? All right. Do you want A or B? B. All right. Got it. Let's go ahead and graph that.
Or are we doing 7 now? Or
What's that?
are we doing 7?
Yeah. What, did I skip one? I'm doing one of each. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing one of each. We did a circum center, we did a northo center, now we're doing a centroid, right? We cannot do angle bisectors.
So where's the graph again?
It's in the back. Okay, so let's start by graphing. We got ourselves 8, negative 1. 8, negative 1. That's x. And then we have 2, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 6, negative 3. Let's double check that graph. Oh, and it worked too. Yay, 2 for 2. So now let's just kind of backtrack. A centroid. Centroid is connected with what word? It's the intersection of the what? Got to work yourselves backwards. Centroid, intersection of the? It's not the intersection of the midpoints. It's the intersection of the medians, which connects the midpoints. Okay, so for now, just very quickly, eyeball the midpoints. Yes, I'll allow you to eyeball for the moment. Eyeball the midpoints, because I just want you to kind of visually see what's going on. And then you connect vertex to midpoint. Wow, that's way off. Let's try that again. Let's do this digitally. Vertex to midpoint. Vertex to midpoint. Okay, now obviously, so our center is going to be somewhere here. The connection of all 3 midpoints, all you simply do is you average all the x's, and then you average the y's. That's it. This is a really easy one. Okay, so how many x's do we have? 3. So to get our x coordinate, just immediately set it up like this. And then your y coordinate, see what I'm doing? Okay, so we're going to put our x's on top. And then our y's. Decimals are okay. Okay, you do your math, I'll do mine. Double check each other, guys. We good? Don't just copy. 2, 8, 10, 16, 12 by 3. You good? All right. On a test, I will happily take that fraction. You want to stop there? Be my guest. Okay, but to graph that, we need to get it into a decimal, right? Okay, so it takes me a lot of work to pull up the calculator on this computer. Do you guys have a calculator? No, Andy. You know, it's going to go in there. It's 5 point something. Actually, I teach it on my head. It's 5 1/3, right? Yeah. Oh, well, that's a very bad example. 3 goes in there 5 times, 1 left over. It's 5 1/3. Wow, that was a bad example. Alrighty, so it's 5.33. There's a decimal and 1. And then you just kind of visually check. All right, and you can kind of see it. We are definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, we're 5. You get real close. We're slightly over 5. Do you see that? Slightly over 5. And then you can see we're up. If I was accurate, it would have been 1. Average next is average the y's and you're done. Questions, guys? You feel better about this? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Fabulous. I'm going to